There have always been mountain men. Their true identities hidden, their real motives unknown. Until now. They've been changing the course of human history for the last 4 centuries, and very occasionally some of them were even quite good at it. Like most things in life, successful revolutions take a bit of practice. Now their revolutionary achievements or half-baked attempts are being reenacted in the 21st century. Everything from the gunpowder plot to the French Revolution. Someone has learned their secrets. And there's $12 billion up for grabs for anyone willing to help bring down the establishment. Dr. Ali Oldfield isn't bothered by the money or the establishment. She has a new job. An exhibition to curate with Lance, a seemingly useless, clumsy intern. Busybody neighbours who don't understand the phrase "sod off." And a recent intruder who says she's on the run from the FIB. None of this really matters. What matters more is why she's being framed for most of the global chaos, and why it involves her own murky past. History is creating chaos, but the only history Ali can't figure out is her own. The Last of the Mountain Men is the second novel featuring Dr. Ali Oldfield, after The End of the World is Nigh. This is a standalone novel, but readers who love the last book will be rewarded with lots of references to the first book. The only item Mario Peruzzi left behind following his untimely death was a tatty plastic bag full of letters. Not one of them was a suicide note. Neither did any of the carefully handwritten envelopes contain useful directions for family or friends to carry out his last wishes. The future recipients of the letters weren't even people he'd met personally. Yet each one had the individual's name and address neatly annotated on the front of the crisp white paper in large black ink. Each one had the precise postage neatly stuck to the front based on the length of its journey to destinations dotted in every corner of the globe. They were seemingly insignificant obituaries to mark the passing of one extraordinary life. Leaving so few possessions was an extraordinary achievement for a man reported to be worth the equivalent of Mozambique's gross domestic product. That's $12.34 billion, in case you're interested. Yes, the envelopes used were certainly of a higher quality than the ones that normally hit people's doormats every morning, sometime around 11. Yes, he splashed out on an expensive black fountain pen to get the calligraphy on the front just right. Yes, postage was more expensive these days, and many of the letters had more stamps on them than the face of a football hooligan's victim. But none of this meagre expense explained where the remaining $12.3 billion had gone. Simply, no one knew. Rumours persisted that a fortune existed on a scale unimaginable to anyone outside the investment banking fraternity. When there's money, rumoured or real, there will never be a shortage of people or institutions determined to locate it. News of Mario's demise would seep out into the murkier corners in the internet, and every would-be treasure hunter or conspiracy theorist would want in on the action. Mario had no formal next of kin. He was the last branch of a family tree that could be traced back to the 16th century, and one notorious ancestor, Nostradamus. So far, no one had come forward to make a claim on his wealth because, in truth, there was no proof that any actually existed. And boy, people had tried. A court of law had proved beyond doubt that Mario was responsible for the Oblivion Doctrine.